Let me ask you this. Do you have any idea on how this Dustin Byfuglien thing became a thing? Because he could have just reported to camp, had the ankle that he just had surgery on looked at, and then gone on the injured list, all while collecting $8 million in salary this year. But instead, he said he wasn't sure if he was going to play and then went and had the surgery anyway. Like, I don't know. I know he marches to the beat of his own drummer, but I don't know how any of this makes any sense, or how all of these NHL insiders that are trying to make sense of this make sense of it.
I want to reiterate what you just said, because this is...
People don't know that, I don't think.
This is so odd. If he would have stayed with the team, forgive me, Tim, but I think it's worth saying.
No, I do. I don't think a lot of people know this.
If he stayed with the team, it reported for camp, have surgery, he's on LTIR, he gets paid, team gets the cap relief, he can recover, yada, yada, yada. It's a story we've seen a million times. But he's absent from training camp. He leaves, doesn't show up. He's then suspended.
Not getting paid.
Then has the surgery
on his own dime.
Now the Jets are trying to figure out if they're gonna file a grievance on this and claim he got the injury somewhere else and it wasn't hockey related, because then they don't have to pay him.
Well, but the other part of this is the NHLPA wants to weigh in, and they've been in contact, it's been confirmed, with his agent on whether or not the Jets forced this in any way, shape, or form, because he missed time with an ankle injury. Like, there is, I mean, if the injury wasn't hockey related, then you could see why this happened. But he could even explain it off because he had 2 legitimate ankle injuries last year, plus a concussion, limited him to 42 games last year. Like, none of this makes sense. Like, even if you were doing something stupid, right? Like, we have seen this in sports before.
Riding a Sea-Doo?
Yeah, riding a Sea-Doo. Yeah. Or was it Jeff Kent that said he was washing his truck? Remember that one?
I can't remember.
He was washing the flatbed of his truck and he fell down. Glenn Allen Hill had an arachnophobia injury, I believe it was, where he's afraid of spiders in some way, shape, or form.
Threw out his back.
Yeah, threw out his back. Like,
a spider.
What happened? I don't know. I was cleaning my flatbed truck. You could have explained this off by simply saying, oh, yeah, the ankles haven't healed properly.
Tim, it is the easiest thing on earth to go through last year's video of when he played and see him favoring the ankle.
Yeah.
This was not some huge secret.
And the surgery, for those who don't know, apparently will keep him out for 4 months.
But that's another layer to it, because he's not done. And he's not officially done this season based on that.
And while we feel for both sides, and whoever knows something and the other side doesn't know the other thing, the fans just sit there and wonder what the hell their team is.
And they're looking at this,
that's who needs the hug.
They do need the hug. We brought it up yesterday with Berkey.
Yeah, we did.
And I agree with Brian. Not all fans need an explanation all the time on everything. That I agree with Berkey. But we're at the point. Look, you're already 5 points back of third in the Central. You got the Cup champions in front of you. You have Nashville in front of you, and you have Colorado who's rolling, and they're missing 2/3 of their top line right now.
Yeah.
And they'll get them back eventually. So, like, if the Jets have a bad November, and they might, you're grasping at wild card Western Conference straws before you reach Boxing Day. And when you look at their blue line, when you consider all the guys that have left, when you consider Byfuglien is MIA, I mean, that absolutely kills you. Kevin Cheveldayoff would have handled everything differently this offseason if he would have known this. That man did not know a damn thing. That clip that was circulating yesterday, Tim, I've never seen him that frustrated. I've never seen him that annoyed. He didn't know what to tell the media out west. He didn't know how to explain this off, which tells me there's still layers to this, probably legal, that maybe he can't tell us. This is one of the strangest NHL stories we've seen in years.
Right.
Period. And I don't know how the Jets figure this out. At some point, they're going to have to start to defend themselves and throw Dustin Byfuglien under a bus, regardless of what's happening. Because this is hurting the image of the team. It's hurting Paul Maurice behind the bench. It's hurting Cheveldayoff because he let a lot of defensemen go, and then this happened. He looks awful here. The PR spin has to flip.
Unless, of course, they came to this conclusion together. Then they don't have to throw him under the bus.
Then they don't.